Well, what a morning. It's absolutely bucketed it down, but it is starting to brighten up, fortunately, so we can actually turn the cameras on. So what I'm going to do, we're here on the Hollywood Bowl. Sorry, I'm lying to you, we're on the Hollywood Strip today. It's a fire service match, and we've drawn a lovely peg in peg 8. So firstly, I'm just going to talk you through rigs. So we've got a couple of setups. So firstly, we've got the bomb. So we've got a 15-gram bomb, just for casting across to that far bank. 018 hook length, 020 method mono. Rod of choice is the sphere bomb, 10% power. So lovely bit of kit, coupled up with a Browning sphere CFT reel. Perfect setup for on here, lovely, works lovely. So for over the top of that line, we're going to set up, we've got a pellet waggler set up again, just for over that bank, casting nice and tight. So we've got a 4 SSG TN float, TN waggler, all loaded up, down to an 018 hook length with a 14 sphere beast hook. Rod of choice, sphere pellet waggler rod, 11 foot, and again a sphere CFT reel. The line choice is a uni reel line, it's 021, and the reason I use this line is because it's got a bit of extra stretch in it. If you've got low stretch, the way some of these fish hit it when the float lands, you end up getting with breakages, but this stuff is really absorbent with them bites. Lovely stuff and perfect for the job. We've got a few pearl rigs set up. So 14.5 metre line, quite deep in here, probably about 9 foot. So we've got a 1.5 gram float, because it does get affected by tow with it being a strip lake. So we want it nice and anchored to the deck. So a 9 foot is probably perfect really. Main line is 018 method mono. Sorry, it isn't, it's hybrid power. So yeah, with 018 hybrid power, down to 016 hybrid power, hook length with a 14 sphere beast hook. We've got it shotted with an Olivet, just so we've got minimal shot on the line, nice bulk, get down there quick and get fishing. For our short line, we're going to fish 2+2. We've got a gram float, we've got about 6.5 foot on that short line. Again, it gets affected by the tow, so we want a nice heavy float, you know, keep us nice and stable. We've got a nice bulk with an Olivet again, just to keep, so we've got minimal shot on the line. Going down to hook length, we've got a 016 hybrid power hook length with a 14 sphere beast hook. So for the longer line, we've got a couple of shallow lines. We've got like a flicking rig, so a long lash for flicking about, just in case it does brighten up and we get a few fishing up on the surface. We've got a 0.5 TN float, a Mackie float, a little bulk just straight underneath the float, down to a 018 hybrid power hook length, 12 inches long, just to keep it so it's a nice slow fall with like a natural fall with a pellet. So when we flick it out, it makes that bit of noise, and then we've got the nice slow fall. So we've got the same again, but we've got a shorter lance, just so we can maybe slap this rig over. You know, it does work sometimes the flicking rig works better, so we're just giving ourselves both options. Final line is for down this right hand side edge, really nice, got a lovely overhanging bush, you know, to go to. Probably about just about 2 foot deep. We've got an inline 0.3 TN float, down to a little spread bulk and a 6-inch hook length, just to give us that bit of sort of, so the fish aren't getting spooked by that shot, but I want it nice and stable. Hook wise, we've gunned up a little bit more. We've got an 0.20 hook length, and we've got a size 13 sphere beast hook, which doesn't sound a lot bigger, but it is quite a bit bigger than the 14. So that's our setup, and we're almost ready to go. So we've got one of the most simple bait trays we possibly could have today, and that's 8mm pellets. We're going to fish this on every line. Just 8mm fishery pellets. Fish absolutely love them on this venue, and couldn't be any more simple. So happy days, ready to go. Right, I'm going to start on my short line. What tends to happen is a lot of people go straight across to the far bank, and I like to give it a little bit of time to settle, because we can sometimes pick a few decent fish up on this short line. So we've put a couple of catties worth of 8mm across, just to get a few fish there. But I like to sort of start on this line. It gives that far line a little bit of time to settle when all the commotion of everybody else casting across. I've just got a far bank marker, which I'm using that end tree. So I'm going to use that for both my long and my short lines. Just take a little just feeding 3 or 4 pellets at a time. Just lift and drop it, just to create that, so the fish think it's one of them falling pellets. An indication straight away. Just drop that back down. So yeah, that's a nice start. So we've only fed like 4 or 5 pellets, and we've got an instant response. It tends to happen on this lake. It is quite good for it. You know, everybody likes to obviously sees the far bank and goes across there, but I think a lot of the time they miss these fish which are on this short line. They're normally good stamp fish in this lake. So that's a nice start. A nice start, probably about the £5 mark. Landed in no time at all. So one thing I did sort of forget to mention on the regarding the rigs is the elastic we're using. So the elastic we're using today is the hybrid elastic. It's the 18 to 20. It's the green. Brilliant for on here, because this lake's predominant carp, and obviously the big fish, they fight hard, so you need an elastic which is going to tame them quite quickly in that, and that's my elastic of choice. So again, just what we'll do, just a few, 4 pellets at a time, 3 or 4 pellets at a time. So that lifting and dropping is really important. So just after you've fed, give it a few seconds, and there we go. If you saw that, all I did was just lift it and then just drop it back in, and it sort of followed it straight down. A bit smaller fish, that one, maybe about £3 mark, but very, very welcome. Considering we've only been fishing a couple of minutes, we've had a really good start. One thing I do like to do is when I'm fishing pellets is change the pellet every time. Whether it makes a great deal of difference, I'll be honest, I don't know, but from a confidence point of view, I like to change it. So yeah, very good start. What we'll do is is just keep a few pellets going across to that far bank. I might need a stronger cat for that one. So as I said about the tow earlier and a decent rig, we have got a minimal amount of tow. So I haven't backshotted at this moment in time, because I only tend to do it if I need to do it. So if that tow gets any worse, I will put a bit of backshot on just to make sure that rig stays in place. But it's just trying to move through, but so if we're just holding it back, it's not altering it. So another fish, we just reset that rig, just a bit of lifting and dropping. Got another fish on. So a fantastic start. I've got myself all wrapped up on the footrest. So another good fish, maybe about the £5 or £6 mark, that one. I've had a mega start, but sometimes it shows the importance of this short line, because obviously most people like to go, cast straight across to the far bank. I think they miss out on a lot of these fish. Yeah, this lake has been fishing really well of late, and sort of 200-pound weights have been quite common. Whether or not that rain, because it's been absolutely torrential just before we've started, will put them off a bit. I honestly don't know. Just the importance of that lifting and dropping. We just straight after the drop, we've had the bite. So a bit of a smaller fish this time. Nice F1. There are some F1s in this lake, but not huge amounts. I have a tendency sometimes to not want to open the mouth. I'm just getting this guard and make it a bit easier. So all we're doing is lowering that rigging nice and steady, just trying to mimic the natural falling pellets, so we'll get an indication straight away. So 3 or 4 pellets at a time, just doing it twice, and then I'm just giving it that lift and a drop, just holding it up a few seconds just to let it all keep nice and straight, then dropping it back down. This line tends to be like really good at the beginning, and then it will die off. Don't know why, it just has a tendency to die off, but it can be absolutely fantastic later on in the match as well. So what we do while we're fishing the other lines is we keep just trinkling a few pellets in onto this line, and later on we can come back to it. I just missed a bite there. Try and make sure when you are fishing these shoreline, keeping your feeding nice and accurate. You're only feeding a few pellets, so just throwing it, just sort of flicking it with your wrist, making sure they plop round your float, all nice and accurate. So this tends to happen. So I've had them 4 fish like really fast. So pretty much the first 4 drops in, and then you'll sit and wait for a bite. So what I'll do is I'll give it a couple of minutes. So just make sure we haven't got any sort of last fish there, and then I'm already looking to swap, just because from previous experience on this lake, this is like a normal pattern. So you pick them first few fish up, and then this just tend to back away. So we'll go, just give it a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna swap to our bomb line. So it's give us that mega start, like give us that chance to prime our longer line, our far bank line. I just had an indication then, but you can tell they've backed off, because them first few bites it was hardly in the water, and we got bites straight away. So that toe has just picked up a little bit as well. As that bit of breeze has just picked up, it tends to the toe tends to pick up. Now, a little indication then. If it does get really windy on here, it tends to hit that far end and then like push back the other way. But at the minute, because it's been quite still, even though we've had all that rain, the actual toe is going with the wind at the minute. It's only a tiny little bit, but then bites have gone. So we're going to make a quick change. What we'll do is we'll keep feeding that line. We'll make sure we keep on that. Keep feeding it, but we're going to switch to the bomb, to that far bank. So just nice light bomb. I have clipped up earlier on, just a little bit close to that weed. There's just a reed on that far bank. So, and I did see a bit of a plop, so the pellet has actually come off. Better. So just when we thought the rain had gone, it has returned. Protect my pellets a bit. Just keep feeding a few pellets on that short line. We'll also start putting a few pellets on our longer pole line. So I've just seen a few fish topping across that side. So I'm just going to have a go with the waggler, just to see if any of them are interested in taking. They can sometimes just pick them odd fish up. Quite wide, this point of the lake. It's probably about 30 metres wide. So you need a decent waggler to get yourself across there. What we'll do, we'll just fire a few pellets across first. That rain's just started again, being a bit on and off. So a few pellets across. So it sat lovely across that far side. most of your bites on this venue come just as it lands, or just a few seconds after it's landed. So regular casting is essential. So what we'll do is feed again. So that's, as you saw that, right on, just as the waggler landed. Just cast it in, just landed, just made that nice little plop, and the fish took it straight away. So that's why you need that little bit of stretch in the line, because if they hit it, that one's come off. It hits it that quick. So if you've got a low stretch line on, it just breaks it. So that was a bit gutting, that coming off, but hey ho. So we'll just repeat the process. So a few pellets out. So the rain started to kick into gear again, which is not good. So pretty much, just reeled into one. Took the pellet. We're pretty much having to cast as tight as we can to that far bank. It's normally the case. Just the tighter you get, the quicker you get your bites. So there we go. Again, nice and tight to that far bank. So keep that, what we're trying to do is group that feed nice and tight across that far to that. We've got a little bit of a flat bank between the two, like a bit of reed, and then there's a little green bush. And then if we get the pellets nicely in there, and we get the waggler in there, that's where we've got our bites. They're very feisty, fit fish in this lake, as in all the lakes here at Messingham. I normally like to try and keep my rod to the side, but because we've got the brolly tray up, tray brolly up, just make it a little bit more awkward for that sideways. Make sure we're right. So Probably just a little bit short on that one. So we've got a bit of a headwind as well as a side wind at this moment in time. It's just making casting probably marginally more awkward than it should be. So having to give it a bit of a whack to get it across there. So I've always got the option of putting a slightly bigger float on. The problem is, it doesn't. If you use a too heavy a float, it doesn't get the right sort of sound when it's landed. So that landed nice. Yeah, it's very rare when it's just hanging there. You get that bite. Seems to like that sound and the little falling bait. I don't like to feed every time I'm going out. Just like I said, the plop of the waggler and the pellet. So sometimes mimic it. You can just, as soon as it lands, you can get that bite. But again, we've had them couple of like quick indications, so a couple of quick fish, and then they've sort of backed off a little bit wary of it. I'll just have a couple more casts. Now I might just swap back to the bomb. So it's just steadied down a bit now, which is nice. Wind's just giving up. Yeah. Right, we're in now, and we had that really lovely run at the beach, sort of as soon as we went in at the beginning of the match, and then that died off a little bit. So let us go on the bomb. Didn't have any indications, but that's come off. So we had a few indications on the bomb, and it looked like there was a few fish fish maybe coming shallow, so we chucked the waggler over, and we had a fish straight away. We landed one and one come off, which would be unfortunate. But I've just gone on back over with the bomb because the ones on the waggler just sort of got them couple of indications and didn't get any indications whatsoever. So I've just gone back over the bomb. I've had one and I've just lost one again. So just all I'm trying to do is just pick them fish up now. It's just sort of people around me are getting an odd fish, but not catching fast and furious. So it's just going to be, I think it's going to be a case, I think that rain might have just sort of killed it off a little bit, because it sort of, heavens opened before we started, and then we've had a couple of short sharp showers afterwards. That's just dropping down the slope a bit, that. So I just want to be on top of that slope really, across that far bank. That's perfect. So yeah, we're just on that, across that far bank. We've got like there's a bit of a shelf, and then it drops onto quite a steep slope. So if you're not sat on that shelf, it just tends to bounce down to the bottom of the shelf, and you don't particularly get any bites. So once it's in place, it tends to be a lot better. So yeah, we're doing all right for sort of like an hour in. We're doing okay. We've got 6 or 7 fish, probably got close on £20, so not a bad start. Hopefully as the day progresses it'll just get better and better. Hopefully the sun comes out, so and the fish start coming out to play. So what we'll do is we'll give you another update after a couple of hours, and we'll see how we get on. Our second hours have been absolutely fantastic, to be fair. First hour we sort of had that sort of 7 fish maybe, and then it sort of, we had a bit of a lull, but this sort of swap into the bomb. I've made a bit of a change to my bomb line as well. I upped the bomb to started on a 15 gram, so I've upped it to a 20 gram, just because we're getting a little bit of wind and I couldn't get it as accurate as I was wanting to. So I've upped it to 20 gram and it's been absolutely fantastic. We're not far off 20 carp now. Probably had 19 carp and an F1. Been an absolutely brilliant second hour. So all I'm doing is just, what I found is the tighter I can get to that banking, the quicker I'm getting the bites. It's been absolutely brilliant. A lot of the bites have come within, well, seconds of it hitting the water. We've got, I said, the last 10 minutes, well, last 5 minutes even, it just slowed up a little bit again. But like I say, the second hour itself has been absolutely unbelievable. You know, really have put some weight. I've had some really nice, decent fish. I've had a couple of fish touching on the 7-8 pound mark. Really good weight boosters. Fingers crossed we can keep it going. You know, it has been fantastic. The wind has picked up quite a bit now, so it's making sort of getting the accuracy sort of a little bit more difficult. This sort of side where I am now, sort of can't really feel it. but across that side it tends to be going straight and then sort of blowing off a little bit, so I'm having to aim slightly right to land it right. But we'll keep going. We'll keep trying. Yeah, it seems to be going really well. So we're just coming into the start of the third hour now, and I've just made a bit of a change. The wind's just dropped a little bit just towards that far bank, and I've had a few fish topping when I've been putting my pellets in for the bomb line. So I've just switched over to the waggler, and second cast I've just hooked a fish. We're up to between 25 and 30 carp now. To hazard a guess, round about the 110, 120 pound mark. But a few better ones, a few smaller ones. So it's been fabulous fishing, absolutely fabulous. You know, it's carp are really having a chomp. Another nice Messingham carp. Beautiful fish, absolutely fit as you can be. Probably about the 3 to 4 pound mark. But yeah, it's going extremely well. That was just the second cast on the waggler. Probably got it set probably 2.5 foot deep. Just trying to stop it so it lands beyond it. Just putting a few pellets out before I go out. I don't know how other people are doing, because I'll be honest, I can't see anybody else. There's a big tree to my right blocking that way, and trees to my right blocking that way, so. But I'll be honest, we're doing all right. So I've just hooked into another one on the waggler, and that little tactical change of and them conditions allowing us have worked all favour, because we've hooked 2 fish in the last 4 casts. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic fishing. Yeah. You do catch some big fish on this waggler across there. Seems to be the big wise ones what will come up when you're fishing that bomb. But they don't half fight hard. That's why you need nice robust gear on. Now I've got like an 018 hook length on, the TARS 13 hook, 021 main line. Actually foul up that one. Well, it felt a bit bigger than it actually was. But what I'm like trying to do at the minute is that just before I go out, I'll just feed some pellets and just cast into it. Not feeding every time I cast. Just so the plop of the pellet and the waggler sort of mimic as feeding. To try and keep the line straight. If I can keep that line straight, so that waggler doesn't tow, it works okay, but just starting to pick up again, so it's starting to tow a little bit. I'll give it another couple of casts just to see if I can pick one up. But I'm gonna have to I think probably have to switch back to the bomb, because it's actually going against us now. We had that nice little lull where we could present it lovely. I'll just put a few pellets in. Okay, so trying to catching the clip. Just creating a bit of a boat at the minute, just making it tow. So give it one last cast and then I'm going to switch back to the bomb. We'll just switch back to the bomb, because we had that lovely little lull probably about 10 minutes ago where we could present this right, but as soon as it starts towing, you're sort of flogging a dead horse really. It's just, so we'll switch back to bomb and hopefully we can pick a few of them fish up out of there. That was definitely worth the change back to the bomb. First chuck and it's gone straight round. No, if you can't present something properly, it's very, to be honest, it's pointless trying to do it. You just can't get that presentation right. You just end up wasting a load of time. So we've had two quick fish on the waggler while there was that lull. But sort of swapping straight back to the bomb has paid off. Feels like a nice fish. Yeah, really nice fish. Probably one of the biggest we've hooked today. Yeah, lovely. Try and keep them up on the surface. There we go. There we go. Definitely a better one. Probably around the £8 mark. Definitely worth that change. Right, we're into the 4th hour now, and we've had a lovely day's fishing. The bomb had sort of eased off a little bit. We've had a mega run on that, absolutely mega run. So we've opted back for the short pole, and it's gone absolutely solid on this line. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we start on this line, and then later on it can come really good. And at this minute in time, it is really good. We've been on it probably 10-15 minutes, and this is our 6th fish on it. So they've been good stamp fish as well. I'm still feeding that 3 and 4 pellets. That's all, a bit lively. Yeah, we've been feeding 3 and 4 pellets, just nice and steady throughout the day, just trying to make sure this line did come to life, and it has done. It's one thing I've noticed, and I did mention earlier when we first went on it, is how important that lifting and dropping has been. It's been, most of my fish have come after a lift and a drop. It's so vitally important here. Well, it is at most venues, but it just seems to be really important here. All we're doing, as I say, is we're just lowering the rigging really slow to start. I'm just feeding them between 3 and 4 pellets over the top. But as I said earlier, as the winds got up, it has started to back up a little bit to the tow, which is, to be fair, it's making it a bit easier for us, really. It's not towing particularly fast, it's sort of, the tow's counteracting the wind, so it's holding quite steady with the back shot. But every 10, 15, 20 seconds, just giving it a lift and a drop. And that tends to be, there we go, just it goes to prove, just done exactly the same there. Lifting a nice slow drop, and we've had a bite straight away. And they are good stamp fish on this. There seem to be really good stamp fish on this line. So no rushing, nothing, just, I say, just take your time, because they are big fish. Keep that pole nice and low, and then just use your puller. But once it starts swimming towards you, try and encourage it to keep coming towards you. And if you keep the pole low, a lot of the time the fish comes up. So just try and keep, as you can see there, if it, foul looks that one. But as you can see, if you keep that pole low, the fish want to come up, and if they're hooked properly, it doesn't take long to land them once they're up on the surface. So what we're going to do, just going to I did actually just break the hook length, that one. Just sort of jolted. So what I've done now, I'm just going to step it up a little bit. I'm just going to step it up to an 0.18. Been fishing that 0.16 and been landing plenty of fish, but don't want to be getting broken. So I'll just still making sure I feed that longer line, just in case this sort of dries up. A few carries of pellet, having to sort of bend them in with the wind, because the wind is quite strong across that side. I'll just drop that rigging. So I'll load the last bit nice and slow. Keeping an eye on it. A few pellets in. Give it. Quite a slow and deliberate lift and a drop, just trying to mimic that pellet fall in that last little bit. And again. But yeah, this land has been fantastic the last 15-20 minutes. Hopefully it'll continue towards the end of the match. Let one go and hooked another, caught another one. So just into the last hour now, and it's been absolutely unbelievable. Just hooked another fish now on this short line. It's just, this short line has come so good. It was oh, I've just not altered anything I'm doing, just kept that kept the feeding them 4 to 5 pellets at a time, just nice and steady, lifting and dropping, and it's been absolutely fantastic. We're probably, I don't know, we're over the £200 mark now, and fish like this really do help because they're a good stamp. So probably a good £7-8 hard fighting Messingham carp. Still plenty of life in him in the net. But yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. The this line has just seemed to be getting better and better. I've not tried my edges. I just don't see the point in coming off these feeding fish. Not had the opportunity really to have a look on the long line because conditions I think would have made it difficult to present it. The bomb was fantastic early on, but obviously the conditions and that have made the waggler really difficult, so we've abandoned that. I still keep putting a few pellets across to that far bank just in case this line does ease off a little bit, but the way it's going at the minute, it just seems to be getting better. I'll get an indication straight away. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Just hope it continues to the end of the match. It's the stamp of fish we've had today have been fantastic, really like decent size, decent stamp, and it's 2.5 builder weight. Now yeah, we'll keep going and we'll let you know how we do at the end of the match. Well, that has been absolutely brilliant. We've ended up we've actually gone down the edge because it just eased off on that short line, and we've actually picked up a few big fish down that edge. But all in all, it's been absolutely fantastic. We've, like I say, we started across to start with, across on the bomb. Sorry, we started short on the short line, picked a few fish up before it died off. Then we went across and had an absolutely fantastic run. As that's sort of died off, we've come back short and had another mega run. And then we've picked up a few down the edge. It's been absolutely unbelievable days fishing. As a hazard, I guess 250 plus. Been absolutely fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed watching it, and hopefully I'll see you on the bank sometime.